So now I would like to present to you the person we saw on the TV a few minutes ago, Mr. Rajesh Ramachandran. He's the Joint Managing Director of Rolta India Limited. He brings 23 years of global technology and business leadership experience, including building world-class multinational organizations, centers of excellence to strategize, innovate, and deliver successful products and industry-rich technology solutions. He has pioneered a successful COE model to bring the highest degree of business excellence and customer partner value proposition, an integrated focus group on product IP development, industry domain solution engineering, value engineering, business development, solution pre-sales, and delivery excellence. His areas of expertise include big data analytics, business intelligence, cloud computing, geospatial solutions, E&M commerce, middleware, data platforms, and so on. Software and primarily transformation solutions and real-time mission-critical systems for a wide gamut of industries. Prior to Rolta, Mr. Ramachandran led senior leadership positions in Oracle, eBay, and Siemens. He's a proud IIT India alum batch of 2000 and 2003, and he graduated with a perfect 4-on-4 CGPA. He holds an executive MBA from IIM Bangalore and a renowned technology evangelist and a regular speaker in many global technology and leadership summits, and he's been recently interviewed by the Times US magazine. I distinctly remember, I think in one of the much earlier graduation ceremonies, of listening to Raj Gopal, then the India director, talking about Ramesh, who was the first, I think, 4-on-4 in India. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok. And it happens that I have my brother, his name is Ramesh, my name is Rajesh. I do a lot of hard work. The name always goes to my brother, Ramesh. So, to start with, I would like to congratulate the students for graduating. I feel I'm among you. 15 years back, I was sitting like you, and feel proud that now I'm able to sit here and part of this ceremony. And thanks to Professor Carlson as well as the team. Don't think that I keep pulling the legs, but I guess, but I want to also thank Sri Kumar and team who made me 3 years younger. In fact, my experience is 26 years, but 3 years, then I was thinking like, great, they made me as like 3 years younger, but then I realized maybe they discounted the 3 years I was studying for Illinois 3 years. But believe me, guys, those are the 3 years I worked the hardest in my life. And I'm sure my friends will definitely work the same, because till 10 o'clock, work in Oracle, then go to IIT Center, 3 hours of lectures from recorded by Professor Carlson as well as Professor Coral, sit till like 4 o'clock in the morning and go back. Of course, we do a lot more when the exam's coming in, right? You try to crash all the courses and videos which are there. So that's certainly the time that I cannot forget in my life. A phenomenal time of reinventing what we learned in graduation, but also making a very strong foundation for how we are going to take up the career next. Personally, it made a significant impact for me. The time where I was moving my role from a technology lead to go into a owner of a platform, building platforms for Oracle. Same time, the time that where also was I promoted to lead a larger teams, where I'm pleased to say that I was able to influence 14 students who became IIT students who are in my team. So I was certainly always encouraging them, and I'm proud of them being very successful in the career as well. It's not just myself, I guess. But that time, in 2003-04, I introduced also a framework in the organization called IPIC. It's a framework which was mentioning about the P stands for the products, I stands for innovation, C stands for customer centricity, and K stands for knowledge. But now, if I look at the same framework in the last couple of years, it's completely transformed, as everyone on the dais and Mr. Madhu said us both. there is a transformation. The digital has been disruption, and change is the constant, as we all know. And the same definition of the framework has changed today, and that's extremely important because you, as the graduating students, you have to look at the world of how the technology is seen differently. So the IPIC now, the P has moved from the products to platforms, right? You don't talk about anymore as a products that is getting deployed, you're talking about platforms. You talk about Facebook, you talk about Twitter, you talk about online platforms for everything that you want to do, right, in the digital world. The I, which used to be for innovation, I call that now as inquisitiveness, because anytime something is happening, just be more inquisitive of what's happening underneath. I still remember the first session that Professor Kohl was taking, saying that, he said, like, can you all guys move your mouse in your computer screen? And we were all moving. He was asking a question, what do you think now? We were thinking that, yeah, we're seeing that which application to pick up. But he said, like, you start thinking from what's happening inside the system. The mouse click is moving a Windows API call, it's then calling a system call, it goes to assembly language to instruct the processor to work. So the inquisitiveness of what's happening, I think that's important. The C, which used to be a customer centricity, is now moved to consumers because it's no more like set of customers, it's all of us. We are all consuming the digital power. Everyone, even who are the kids who are with us. And the K, which was knowledge, has gone to know-how. It's not about just knowing, but it is also to be able to apply that and learn and more. That's what is artificial learning, augmenting our own knowledge. So that's the change that I've seen that has happened. And the technologies are disrupted always. The major technology disruption happens every 10 years. You think that it's changing? Yes, it's changing every day. At the major change, the internet to the mobile, to cloud and digital, you see that the spans are always that the big disruption happens over every decade. That big change is now, the next change that's happening is all about artificial intelligence. It's all about how you are doing a deep learning. It's not about just what we write the code, but it's also that how do you get insights from the data. So my sincere advice to you is that keep the technology as a foundation, but start thinking about making this inquisitiveness to learn about the data, to apply the data for using the techniques such as artificial intelligence and machine learning to be able to make what you bring the value as a business outcomes multifold. So what happened to that innovation, that became the first, which is the IPIC. So innovation is pretty much everywhere. I mean, product, the platform, or consumer centricity, or the inquisitiveness, or the know-how. So the transformation of digital transformation is, digital world is also creating a significant amount of opportunity, not only for the people who just love only a software, but also the core technology, core engineering, the people who love to play with the data. So I think that's a tremendous opportunity for you as a graduating students, that you could, whichever field you love it, you have now an opportunity to bring your strength, your differentiation out, right? The nexus of technologies, which is IoT, Internet of Things, geospatial locational intelligence, big data analytics, mobility, all of them are today creating opportunities for you to apply for any area of expertise that you want to put in, right? And of course, the data is the new currency, and it's important that you know how to get value out of the data, right? You know that, as you know, in last 3 years of the data which is created, it's more than 95% of the data was ever created in the world. So last 3 years of data is more than 95% of the data ever created in the world. The power of data is something you have to keep in mind when you look at your career further. Of course, with that, you will be able to make a significant impact of knowing your own strengths and your own differentiations. I'm sure that in the Hindu mythology, you know that Hanuman, right? Hanuman doesn't know his own power. Somebody has to say that you have this power. So same way, I feel that many times we don't know our strengths. You guys have a significant differentiation than the others of having a very structured education that you have done from India. Please use that as a differentiation, make an impact in your career, also to your family. All the very best.